Good morning, everyone. Okay. Uh, in this video, we'll be talking about n-array associations. What these things are, let us try to see. We have looked at binary associations, which has two ends, isn't it? Two different classes having an association. You have two different ends. We also had seen multiplicity and then having the end names, etc. Okay. We have seen all these concepts in these details. Okay. There can be a ternary association as well, which has three ends. Okay. So that's also possible. And then if there are more than three ends, okay, say for example, we may occasionally encounter a situation where there are n associations are possible. An association among three or more classes. Okay. So this is called n-array association. Okay, including the ternary association, that is in this case. We should actually try to avoid n-array associations as much as possible. Okay, most of them can be decomposed into binary associations with possible qualifiers and attributes. We have discussed qualifiers and attributes. Okay, attributes we have been checking. We have also seen qualifiers, how these qualifiers actually reduce this sort of many to many association into one to many associations. Okay, so we have actually seen those things. Okay, so coming back, any of these n-array association can be decomposed into many of these. Okay, not any. Okay, so I will give you examples for both of the things. These things can be decomposed into binary associations. Okay, let's see some examples. Here is an example. There is a person class, there is a company class, and there is a purchase class. Okay, to a naked eye, I mean, if you look at this system for the first time, it may feel like it's an n-array association. Okay, so a person makes a purchase of a stock in a company. Okay, a person is making a purchase of a stock in a company. Okay, this looks like a genuine n-array association, but then it is not actually. This association you can actually reduce it into, say for example, into these three classes. Okay, see, the person has a name, and then there is a company which has the name, and you can prepare a new class. Okay, so the purchase, and then this one, you can actually put all these sort of attributes. Okay, so the quantity, how many, say for example, how many of stocks of this company the person is purchasing. Okay, and then a date. Okay, on which date and what is the cost. So this one can be easily split. Okay, into this sort of broken into multiple one to many associations in this case. Okay, so a person is making purchase. Okay, a person can make multiple purchases. Okay, and there can be multiple purchases from a company. Okay, so company stocks, there can be multiple purchases. Okay, so and then this n-array association is actually split into this sort of two associations. Okay, this is possible. Okay, but not every n-array association you can actually split like this. Okay, let us look at a genuine n-array association. Okay, here is a genuine n-array association. So there are programmers. Okay, so programmers use computer languages. Okay, on projects. This is a genuine n-array association. Why? Let us look at it. Okay, so of course associations will also have the names. Even for n-array associations will also have this sort of names at the end. Okay, a person being a programmer, say for example, he may know a particular language. Okay, he is also working on a particular project, but he may not use that language on that particular project. Okay, so an n-array association basically means okay, so there should be exactly one combination of these things. Okay, for and one of the association. Okay, so for example, so this is a genuine n-array association. Okay, this association is atomic. You cannot actually divide them. Okay, and say for example, that's about the class diagram. If you look at an object diagram for this one. Okay, so Meghna, being a person, is using COBOL language on accounting system. Okay, on accounting system being a project. Okay, so she is using that programming language. Okay, so similarly, Meghna again is using C language for developing an embedded application project. Okay, so that's how the n-array association actually works. Okay, hope you basically understood the difference. See this one again. In the earlier one, a person makes a purchase of a stock in a company, an NRA association, could actually be decomposed into these sort of two associations, okay, with having respective attributes, okay. So in this case, with respective attributes, it can be done. Whereas this one, you cannot split it like that, okay. So a person is using a particular language on a particular project, okay. So there should be only one association possible here. So when you come to the implementation details, it's very difficult. Most of the typical programming languages cannot express these NRA associations, okay. In fact, NRA associations are not very common, okay, and then like they are not always used, okay. So for example, the star UML, which I was using to draw all these figures for all these lectures, was not at all supporting these NRA associations. That's why, like, you can actually see I have drawn these figures on PPTs, okay. So most of the typical programming language cannot express these NRA associations. So the best approach is like promote NRA associations to classes, okay. So that's what we have done, okay. Okay, so I will give you another example where like we will actually specifically see like how we can promote an NRA association into a class, okay. So earlier, like we changed the NRA association, we decompose the NRA association into multiple associations. I will give you another example where you are promoting an NRA association to a class, okay. But be aware that you change the meaning of the model itself by promoting an NRA association to a class, okay. So I will talk about this in the coming example, then you will actually understand it in clear. Remember that one, an NRA association enforces that there is at most one link for each combination, okay. One person, okay, say for example, going by the same earlier example, okay, one person, one language and one project, okay. So that is the association. An NRA association enforces that there is at most one link for each combination, okay, at most one link for each of the combination. Now let us look at an example. A professor, okay, again like these are all the classes, okay, I don't have to explain all this sort of multiplicity and everything. And a professor can actually teach a listed course during a particular semester, okay. So this is another genuine NRA association, okay. So a professor is teaching a listed course during a particular semester. So the result is actually a delivered course for that one, okay. So this is again, see, association classes you can actually define for NRA association as well, like you can actually define an association class, okay. So in this case, like it is a delivered course, okay, which is the association. So that means like if it is a delivered course, okay, so then it will also have a room number, okay, and it can have multiple textbooks, okay. So basically like these are all the associations which are actually possible here, okay. Now the point is, since like programming language won't support this sort of NRA associations, okay, let us promote this associated class to actually the central class here, okay. So basically like we are promoting this associated class instead of this NRA association. So basically we are moving it here, okay, and then like everything basically comes into place, okay. Once you promote this delivered course instead of this NRA association, you can actually see like the delivered course is here, which will be associated with the professor, which will be associated with the listed course, and also to the semester. The textbook is there, okay. So slight correction. So basically like this is star, okay, many to many association, okay. It is not many to one, but there is a catch in terms of the implementation is concerned. Originally we were ensuring that a professor during a particular okay, so delivering teaching a listed course during a particular semester. So that means like there is only one combination of these three, okay. But now if you go to this model, okay, a professor can deliver multiple courses, okay. In a semester there can be multiple courses, and then like a listed course, okay. So it is like that one, okay. So that basically like that meaning of this NRA association more or less has changed here, okay. So if you are splitting this sort of NRA associations, okay, so say for example if you are promoting this sort of associated class, okay, instead of NRA associations, at the implementation level you have to make all those restrictions, Okay, so there should be additional code which is actually ensuring like a professor is delivering a listed course. Okay, okay, teaching a listed course during that particular semester. So ensuring that only uniqueness of that one is up to the implementation details. That's what we were discussing in the earlier slide. An NRA association enforces that there is at most one link for each combination. Now, if you promote it to a classes, okay, so associations to classes, okay, then you need to have the source code which actually enforces that there is at most one link for each of these combinations. Hope that is clear now. Okay, so again, this is from chapter 4 of that particular book. Okay, so thank you very much for your attention.